You want to get cinematic video with your iPhone? Well, you can do it with Sandmarc's Anamorphic Lens. Now this lens is specially designed for the iPhone. In my case, this is the iPhone 7. This one's designed for the iPhone 7, iPhone 8. And let's open it up and see what's inside. You're gonna be able to get that cinematic look that you see in theaters with this lens. Now this lens is not like those other cheap lenses out there where you can add on, and they do okay. This is more of a premium lens. It's really someone who's serious about filmmaking. And with technology changing all the time, now we can make great video just with our phone. And this is nice for anyone who travels or doesn't want to lug around a lot of gear, but still doesn't want to compromise for image quality and wants to get a unique look, doesn't want it to look like iPhone footage, really wants it to look like cinematic footage. All your friends will be like, no way you shot that on a phone, right? So that's what this lens does. So inside it's really nice. They give you this little pouch, little cloth pouch. This is the clip that you clip it on with onto your phone, and then this is the lens right here. Now you're only gonna need that clip if you use your normal phone cover. Sandmarc provides its own cover for you, so you could just use that. It's a lot easier. So this is a Sandmarc phone holder. The nice thing about this is that it screws right in. So you don't have to worry about your cover not being the right one, so you can still protect your phone. So this screws on and off easy, so you can capture the image without any time wasted. All right, so what I did was go to one of my favorite parks over here and just set up my phone. This is just a normal view, how you'd record. There's no special lens right here. You just see it normal out of camera. This is how it looks. And then we put on the Sandmarc Anamorphic Lens, and as you can see, there's more stuff in the lens, but it looks kind of funny. It looks all scrunched up. It doesn't look right, and that's because we have to change it in post-production. And this is the final image, as you can see, just shot without any special lens on, just out of the phone, just straight out of the camera. And then we look at the Sandmarc Anamorphic Lens, and you can see after you post-process it, it looks like this. Looks a lot better, looks very cinematic, has a nice cinematic feel. I wasn't really too concerned with the focus. And looking at them side by side, you can see right here, with no lens, it looks just like a normal video, but with the anamorphic lens, you get so much more in that shot. It's not only wide angle. After you adjust it in post, you have that thin black line on the bottom and on the top, that letterbox as they call it, and it looks great. Now nearby, there's this little pond, so I went down there, just set it up. This is just shooting normal. You can see right in camera, just press record, and this is what we get. Now I put on the anamorphic lens right there. I try to adjust it, make sure that line is matched up. There's a line on top of the lens that helps you match it right up, so you know you have it perfectly aligned. Sandmarc does a good job of that. And then as you view it, everything looks vertically straight up and down fine, but it looks squeezed. It's squeezed by 1.33, and I'm gonna show you later in this tutorial how to adjust that. So we're gonna go over the entire editing process, so don't worry about that right this second. And right now we can see it just normal out of camera, and then we look at it with the anamorphic lens on by Sandmarc, and you can see, looks great, all right? For a shot like this, you wanna get wide angle for landscapes, for setting the scene and just getting that cinematic look, instantly makes it look a lot better. And this is just a demonstration to show you what the lens looks like with and without the lens. I'm going to show you some of the characteristics shooting into the light in just a second here. So you can see both of these lenses side by side right here, and the difference is obvious again. All right guys, so I am in South Beach and have my phone right down here, and I like shooting into the sun. Anytime you shoot into the sun, your image is going to look a little more cinematic. You can get that nice flare. And what's nice about this lens is the fact that when I use it, I can get this really nice flare that has the characteristic of a professional lens that you can't really get with anything else but this. So you're not gonna be able to get it with your normal phone lens. So it has that nice, beautiful flare. We're shooting into the sun, and of course, it's an anamorphic lens, so everything, the blurry background, we have a few trees in the foreground. The background, with that hole, because it's not a perfect circle like your phone is, the lens has, it's an oval shape. You get those nice round, those nice oval shapes for the background, which is really nice. And when people see that, especially filmmakers, they think, wow, that's a really expensive lens, but it's really not that expensive for an anamorphic lens. So what I'm gonna do here is take a bunch of different shots, and the reason I'm shooting low too rather than higher is because I wanna get some of those trees up in the air, and oftentimes I like to get the sun, if you can see the sun right here, I like to get it like right in the corner of the frame. So when it's kind of like in the corner side, it gets that nice flare into the shot. If it goes too straight on, sometimes it's too much. Like right now, it's a little too harsh. Whereas if I were to move it and we're a little more like that, like on the side, of course this lens isn't that great of a lens, but you're gonna see it with this lens. So let's get started. All right, so the first shot, I got the lens on the front right here. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how to de-squeeze this footage in Final Cut Pro X and Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's jump right into our computer. Alright guys, so I have all my footage in the timeline right here, as you can see. And from this little bar over here, all the way down, all this footage is shot with the anamorphic lens. So I put all this footage together. If you want to organize it like that, it's up to you. It depends on what you're doing. But I'm going to show you an easy way to edit. I've seen a lot of tutorials online that make this way too complicated, have you download other apps and just do all these different things, start a new project. You don't have to do any of that. I'm gonna make it so much simpler. Okay, so what we do is we just pick a clip. So let's pick a clip. I just looked at these two clips over here. This one was shot normally, as you can see, and this one was with the anamorphic lens, and obviously there's distortion there. So what you do is you go up here, and now what we're going to do is on the y-axis, not the x-axis, but the y-axis, since you de-squeeze by 1.33, okay, what I did was for the y-axis, I just divided that by 1.33. I can multiply it here, but then the frame's going to be super long and we're not going to have that nice little black space up here and up here. So to do it the simplest way, we just divide by 1.33, which gives us 75.19. So we just put 75.19 right there. And we are done. That is it. It is all done. You can see, go down here to transform, and you can see it's lined up perfectly and looks great. Now that we have it for this one, we need to do it for all the clips. Now we can't just individually do it. We could do that, but it's going to take forever. That's going to be so time consuming. So when I go down here, I press Command C to copy, and then what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to zoom out and I'm going to highlight all the clips that I want to change. So all these clips right here, and then what I'm going to do is go up to Edit, and then I'm going to go down to Paste Attributes. Okay, and if you see right here, the scale is checked, which is the most important one because that's what we're doing. We're changing the scale, as you can see over here. So we just put paste, and that's it. We're all done. So now all our clips, as you can see, they all are set to the 1.33 wide angle, all set with anamorphic lens for the stuff that you shot. And that's a fast, easy way to de-squeeze your footage in Final Cut Pro X. Now let's go into Premiere. Okay, so now we're in Premiere Pro, and I just imported a few clips because we don't need to use all of them. It's fine with just a couple, you'll get the idea. After I'm in Premiere Pro, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here on top and I'm gonna go to Effect Controls. When you highlight the clip, make sure you unclick this where it says Uniform Scale. Unclick that. That way you have the option for both the scale height and the scale width, because you want to do the height. So once you have your image highlighted, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to Scale Height, And for the scale height, you just put 75.19, just like we did in Final Cut. And when you press enter, you're all done. That's scale to size. And you just do the same thing. You go to the clip, Command C, and we can go down to edit. And actually let's highlight our other clips first. We go to edit, paste attributes, and make sure everything there is checked that we need. Scale attribute times, cool. Press OK. And now these ones should be done as well. Okay guys, I don't know why it's not doing it in Premiere. Maybe you can leave it in the description below why it's not pasting the attributes to all of them. You could do it individually, but that's a pain in the butt. And I don't know why it's not pasting the attributes. Normally it does. So someone will let me know in the comments, but you can still do it this way. It's still pretty easy. And that's it. That's it for Premiere Pro. Alright guys, that's it for the editing. Hope you enjoyed this entire video tutorial. This lens is so small. It's about the size of a little bigger than a quarter, maybe a 50-cent piece, maybe not even that big, probably just a little bigger than a quarter. And you can just toss it in your bag, carry it around with you. And if you want your phone footage to look more cinematic, have that anamorphic look. And that's it. I'm Breck Aramello of breckaramello.com. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next video. Drones for real. Also, one last thing guys, I forgot to mention, happy belated 4th of July for all you Americans out there.